Well, you know, some of the best innovations are born out of necessity. Hello, I'm Kevin Turner. Welcome to the next in our Downsizing Show. And today, we're broadcasting live from the village in Coorparoo. Coorparoo is a fabulous inner Brisbane suburb that is just steeped in such family tradition. And that's why the village sits so comfortably in here. Now, during the show today, I'm going to be giving you the interesting story behind how the village was created. It's a wonderful family story, and I look forward to talking to Michael and Justin, the founders of the village, about how it all came about. We've got a lot lined up for you in today's show, but firstly, I'd like to introduce you to the founders of the village, Justin and Michael Harrison. Gentlemen, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Thanks, Kim.
It's a fascinating story, and I mentioned in the introduction there that it's got a great family touch to it, the village, or your company. Can we just touch on that? How did it all begin?
You start.
Well, I suppose obviously Justin bought this land at Toowoomba, and we went up one part to develop it as lots of land we used to do and sell it off, and it wasn't very successful. So I went to the council and they told us that it was unlikely time to live there. And Justin got in contact with this guy, Keith Burke, who was an expert on those matters. And he reported back to us that it was a fabulous site and we ought to get going. I think at that point we sort of got going, correct? Yep. And the other motivation I've had, I suppose, is from my personal point of view, is my mother was in a wheelchair for about 15 years of her life, at the end of her life. And now she wouldn't, at that time, the only thing going was nursing homes, right? And the nursing homes in those days were quite often an old house bought by a doctor who sort of kind of renovated it, and they put all the old ladies or men in these little rooms, and they, as you can imagine, we kind of wouldn't be quite hygienic. It's very, very primitive. And unfortunately, too, in those days, the nurses were, if you like, rather brutal, if I can put it that way. And Mum was a fragile thing. So she went there for a couple of weeks and that was it. She wasn't going anywhere. And so she spent the rest of her life in a wheelchair at home. And so basically the idea of doing this sort of thing, from my mother, and I think Justin too, is that we're providing something that my mother could have had.
Yeah. We're about to have a barbecue today, and we'll feature a few chats we have with people at the barbecue. But I understand that's how it all started. So there's a wonderful story, Justin, you told me about what someone said to you at one of those barbecues.
Yeah, so I mean, the beginning part of the village on the Downs was fairly hard, and the bank only gave us a limited amount of money to build the first units. I think it was 4 units, so a $2 million facility compared to some of the facilities we've got now. And we started off very modestly with 4 units. We renovated an old officer's mess, and but luckily for us, because I had never sold a retirement unit before, it went very well. So we did a lot of homework on the unit designs, and as Dad mentioned just before, a lot of the not-for-profits weren't building very decent retirement units, and they were
the best they could at the time.
They were sort of a bit of afterthoughts, basically. They have an aged care facility and they had a small little pensioner unit, really. So we did a lot of homework and produced very good units, a lot larger. They were good duplexes. That was from our development background. And anyway, they were very successful. So we sold 30 or 40 units off the plan, and which was unusual in retirement at the time. And I can remember back to basically, we had resident functions in the officers' mess, which was an old building that we refurbed. And so one of our initial residents of Peg and Lorna.
Yep.
And, you still remember them?
Yes,
well, wonderful. Yeah.
We've still got Lorna's still with us.
Yeah, and Peg's gone to God.
And so,
so
17 or 18 years, so we still see Lorna up at Toowoomba. And so we were at the function, and Lorna and Peg came up and gave us a big hug, big kiss, and thanked us for the fantastic units that we'd developed. But I think the thing that really sort of struck my heart really was that she thanked Dad and I for improving her life.
Wow.
So she's starting to really enjoy her life again, because they'd been out and they were off a farm in Western Queensland, and they were basically getting lonely. So they've actually, by coming to the village there, that would improve their life and the fun they were having. So, and I can still remember, because we lived in Brisbane, we were driving down the range coming back, and I think, Dad and I had done lots of different projects over the years. Dad's been involved for 40, 50 years, and we both sort of commented on the way back, geez, it was nice getting thanked for doing something that we enjoy. But the really special moment that sort of changed my focus, because obviously Dad's at the end part of his career, it changed my focus, somebody saying, you really improved my life. So, it was almost the best of both worlds. We can do what we're really good at and help people improve their lives. So,
of course, that intention was probably always there for you to be having that kind of impact. But then to have someone say it to you, it sort of makes you realise that you're really achieving something great. Is that what you've endeavoured to achieve? Here we are sitting at the village in Coorparoo now. They're called villages for a reason, because that's what I've gathered from talking to the people here. They feel like they're part of a village.
That's it, exactly, and that's how we coined the name, really. If you think of an English village, and you think of it, where it is, a village connotation is a group of people, everyone together, and they're all supportive of each other.
That's right.
And that's exactly what this is. And interesting enough about the whole thing is once people come here, they do their own thing. We don't run around here and buy the books for the library, for example. People bring their own books.
Is that right?
Well, I don't think we bought any books, do we?
No.
We never buy books. People, before you know what's happened, you've got a librarian and a whole library full of books. If you like to have one instance of what happened. And if you look at the activities of these places, particularly here, well, not particularly here, Reedcliffe's got the most, I think. They've got so many clubs going and things like, the ukulele club, and the guitar, like they string it out a bit, ukulele, guitars. What's the other one Marty has? A
trombone or whatever.
Anyway. But so it's just the community builds on itself.
It's a culture,
all we do is facilitate. What can we do to help?
Yeah, I think also, like, we've provided super units. So, like, the quality of the units, to actually, the first part of it is, before they understand the village life that we provide with the community centres, it's the design of the units. So we actually purposely set out in this whole, especially from the start of Toowoomba, not to do something the industry kept on doing. So we specifically didn't get the architects that were in the aged care and retirement village business. We sought to get the best, say in this building here at Coorparoo, we got the best multi-units architect in Brisbane. But we came with our brief, did all of our homework and actually changed that model. So although it looks like something that a 20 or 30-year-old would move into, and we had so many people when we were marketing this project here who wanted to come and live here in their 40s, 50s, and that the first part is that's what we wanted to achieve, a really unbelievable unit that people weren't being offered that. And if you go back to Toowoomba, that was an infilled site, so it's only 3 kilometres from Toowoomba. And a lot of the retirement villages during the 70s, 80s and early 90s were all in the outside periphery where the land was cheap. And really the research that we did really proved that people didn't want to move very far from where they lived. So the real trick with Yeronga and Coorparoo was that there was nothing being offered really in the inner part of Brisbane for seniors. So they would basically have to go out to the middle of nowhere. And so it's to start off, it's actually, the first part of it was actually keeping people in their suburb where they love them. They've got their local parish church, they've got their doctor, their dentist. And then the next part was the great facilities that we provide. So you walk in here and it's better than any hotel that you'll find in Brisbane or in many parts of the country. And that sort of like brings people down to really the heart of the village where the community, as Dad just said, the community, they embrace it and they actually create their own groups and interests. And so people can come down the lifts and they've got people to talk to. And I think that's, and once you get a lot of very similar people, it's amazing, they just create. I mean, this village here has got a great vibe, hasn't it? Like it hums.
Well, I could add to what Justin's saying, and of course what he talked about is getting those units just right, and we want to be the best. And in the pursuit of excellence, right, on this particular village here, we won the best in Queensland twice, haven't we? Twice? Or once. And then we won. This is the really a great proud moment. We went to Sydney and then we were judged against the rest of Australia, and we won the award there for the best village in Australia. And then,
well, tell the rest of the story.
Tell the rest of the story.
That was the first part of the night, and you've been to those big functions before. So that was the first award or second award. So we were pretty chuffed with ourselves. So we didn't think we'd win anything else. So we continued, had a great night, and anyway, we got to the end of the night, the President's Award, which is Australia's best project, and we weren't even really looking. We were sort of. Anyway,
celebrating your other win.
Well, because we were happy. We thought, it's one of the bigger developers. They'd probably get that award, and anyway, they read our name out, and it was probably. It was a great moment, wasn't it, between us after all the years of...
the best of the best.
You've been involved in the EDIA for 40 odd years. And
been president twice,
it was
national president once, being involved in it all the time. I mean, to just pick that last one up, that was sort of...
That was the icing on the cake.
That was a big moment.
Yeah.
So all the hard work and all that we put into the whole show just bubbled out at the end.
Yeah.
Of course, we had a fair few drinks too, Kevin. So
the speech must have been good. Who did the acceptance speech?
He left me there standing for about 10 minutes. Anyway,
wonderful stuff. Gentlemen, thank you very much for spending some time with us. Congratulations on what you're doing. I think it's just sensational. We're getting a feel for it as we're here.
Yeah.
We're looking forward to the barbecue. We'll bring a bit of that flavour into this show as well. But, just walking around talking to people, we can see how much they're enjoying it.